Welcome to Part of Spotlight, Mr. Markar. Now, just to start off with, why don't you just give us a brief overview of this white paper that Carmudi has come up with?
Sure. So the Carmudi white paper on car financing in Sri Lanka looks at how, to start off with, how the industry has performed and what role car financing has played in it. And recently we've had a lot of regulations, so we're also looking at the current state of the market and where we're headed in terms of car financing and financing products.
So what were your key findings from this report?
So what's interesting is right now a lot of people are talking about interest rates, the value of the vehicle itself. So what we found is that car financing itself, the interest rates haven't changed by much. So it was at around 9 to 10% before, and now it's moved to about 10 to 11%. So it's not a drastic increase. That's not going to have a massive impact on its own. And when we also, historically, when we look at it, what we see is whenever the interest rates go up, the overall industry drops in terms of sales, and the reason for that is the increasing value share, actually the share of vehicles financed. So if you look at 2014, the share of vehicles financed was about half, so we're looking at half the vehicles being bought on finance. And now when we move into the 2015 period, we're looking at close to 3/4 being financed. So obviously you're going to see interest rates driving this market a lot, but what we're seeing now is that because of the change in the way we value vehicles as well, the recent change, the value of the vehicle has gone up. So because of that, just the low interest rates is not going to spur the market. Both the value of the vehicles has to be at an affordable level, while interest rates also have to be low for the market to grow drastically.
Now, you mentioned the new policy on financing, so could you just go into a bit more detail on that, please?
So what we've seen is the change in the way we value the vehicle, right? So that has taken the price of the vehicle up. So we've seen about 10 to 20% rise in the price of brand new vehicles. So that's going to cascade down to the used vehicles as well, because now it's creating that gap in the market within the prices that used vehicles will slowly start to take over. So what we see is that because of this change, the vehicle value has gone up. So people are adopting a more wait and see approach there. Now, there are rumored changes into the taxation policy. We don't know if it's confirmed, but we are hearing it from the market. We don't know if it's going to actually happen. And if it does, that's going to drive the prices of the vehicles further. So that's going to be tough on the market. So right now, people are adopting a wait and see approach. Dealers are adopting a wait and see approach because they are unsure if vehicle prices will remain, whether it will increase. So generally when you have a disturbance like this, people slow down on their purchasing. And so, but we expect the market to return back to normalcy next month or the month after. Obviously it won't be at 2014, 2015 levels in terms of sales, but it will come back to normalcy at a lower equilibrium.
So where do you see the industry going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, what will happen is the price of the vehicles have gone up already, right? So we don't expect it to fall down immediately. So what will happen is a lot of the finance companies will work with dealers as well as partners like us to come up with financing products that cater to the new market need. Now players are going to be, customers are going to be looking at lower price bracket vehicles, because now what happened is if they had a certain budget, the vehicle they had in mind just went above it. So another vehicle took its place. So now finance companies have to look at targeting those customers and those vehicle providers, and at the same time we're looking at more second-hand or used vehicle-driven financing products also being introduced to the market, and that is where companies will look at to obviously grow and sustain their revenues.
And what's next for Carmudi? What's coming up in the future?
So Carmudi, like I said, we're working with finance partners a lot. We recently launched a loyalty card. We're working with Central Finance on that, where we offer discounts, and then we obviously work with other institutions as well. I mean, customers who've been to our site will see that we work with different financing partners to offer the best solution. So in terms of that also we're looking ahead, and in terms of customer value provision, we're looking ahead. So it's not, we don't want it to be just about come, find your car, go away. We want to create that lasting impression. We want to be a continuous service provider. So if you buy cars through Carmudi, you get the loyalty card where you can get discounts on tires, vehicle maintenance, all of that. And then we will also provide other ancillary services that would also support in the maintenance and the sustaining of the car, as well as selling the car again. So we are moving into that more value addition and more customer support brand as well, rather than just being that website that's there at the start and there at the end. We want to be there through the lifetime.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Markar.
Thank you.